This is the story of a woman who refused to be broken. People of the land, gather close because tonight I'll tell you a story. In the bustling city of Enugu, there lived a woman named Amanda Nwokedi, graceful, educated, and full of dreams. She believed that love was the anchor of peace and that marriage was a sacred bond where two souls breathed as one. But sometimes, love can be the quietest cage. When Amanda met Emeka, he was everything she thought she wanted: charming, confident, the kind of man whose words carried weight and warmth. He owned a growing construction company, spoke with assurance, and carried himself like a man who could make the world bend for his woman. They met at a wedding in Suka. Amanda wore a sunflower dress that day. Emeka couldn't take his eyes off her. By the end of the evening, he was by her side, telling her she was the peace he had prayed for. And just like that, their story began. Amanda was a rising bank officer. Emeka would pick her up from work sometimes with roses. He called her my queen, and she called him my crown. In 6 months, they were engaged. In 1 year, married. The wedding was beautiful, a blend of modern elegance and Igbo culture. The Udu drum beat proudly as Amanda danced in her coral beads, her mother's eyes glistening with joy. Everyone whispered, "She has found a good man." But sometimes the devil wears perfume and smiles. At first, the changes were small. Emeka asked her to resign from the bank. He said, "Amanda, I can take care of us. I don't want my wife out there suffering in traffic and answering to another man. Stay home, build our home." Amanda hesitated. She loved her job. But love can be blinding, and she wanted peace, not conflict, so she resigned. It was her first sacrifice and her first mistake. Soon after, Emeka took over her savings for family management, he said. He promised to invest it for their future. But months passed, then years. No investment, no explanation, and every time she asked, his smile faded into thunder. "Amanda, are you accusing me of stealing from my own wife?" She would quickly shake her head, whispering, "No, my husband, I'm sorry." But deep down, the first cracks had appeared. Time passed. Amanda prayed for children. Every month came with tears and disappointment. Emeka changed. He stopped holding her, stopped smiling. His words became weapons. "You've eaten my money and given me nothing, not even a child." He would throw plates, break cups, and storm out at night, not returning until morning. The smell of perfume and alcohol trailed him home. Amanda would clean, cook, kneel, and beg, not for forgiveness, but for peace. Every slap felt like thunder, every insult a knife. Yet every morning she put on her wrapper and smiled for the neighbors, because in her world, a woman's tears must never stain the compound. Emeka's affairs became public secret. Sometimes he brought women home, bold, loud, and unashamed. Amanda's heart would shatter in silence as she watched her husband flirt in their living room. Her mother noticed the fading glow in her daughter's eyes. "Nuam, is everything well in your home?" Amanda smiled weakly. "Mama, marriage has its storms. I'll be fine." But at night, she cried until her pillow was soaked. She prayed to God to change him. She fasted, joined prayer groups, even saw a prophetess. The prophetess told her, "Your husband's heart is darkened by pride. You must endure and win him through humility." And Amanda endured for years. One night, after Emeka came home drunk, Amanda confronted him for the first time. "Emeka, what happened to us? Why do you treat me like this? What did I do to deserve this pain?" He laughed, cold, cruel. "You talk too much, Amanda. That's why no man wants his wife working. You people forget your place." He hit her again and again until she fell to the ground, bleeding. That night, Amanda packed a small bag. her documents, some clothes, and her wedding Bible. She ran into the darkness barefoot, her heart pounding with fear and hope. Amanda found refuge in her childhood home in Oka. Her mother embraced her with trembling hands, weeping, "My daughter, you have done enough. A marriage that kills is not a home." But the shame weighed heavy. Neighbors whispered. Some blamed her for leaving. A good Igbo woman endures. Amanda wanted to scream, "Endure what? Death?" But she stayed silent. Instead, she decided to rebuild her life. She applied for jobs again. No one wanted to hire a woman out of work for 7 years. Still, she refused to give up. She began selling Ankara fabrics online. She learned digital marketing. Slowly, her small business grew. Customers loved her honesty and warmth. And just like that, the woman who once lost everything began to find herself again. 3 years later, Emeka's business collapsed. His company fell into debt after a government contract scandal. He came looking for Amanda. He found her at a women's empowerment seminar, standing before a crowd, teaching young girls about financial independence and emotional resilience. Her voice was strong, her smile free. Emeka froze. The woman he once broke now glowed brighter than the sun. He approached her after the seminar. "Amanda, please, forgive me. I've lost everything. I need you." She looked at him, the man who once stole her voice, and she smiled. "Emeka, I forgave you long ago, but I can't return to the fire that almost killed me." After they spoke for a while, she reached into her purse and pulled out an envelope. She handed it to him. Inside was 100,000 naira, a gift. "Start again, learn peace, find yourself." Then she walked away. Years passed. Amanda became a voice for women across Nigeria. She founded the Broken No More Foundation, helping victims of domestic abuse find safety and hope. Her story became a light in the darkness for many. And every time she spoke at an event, she ended with these words: "Love should not cage you. Marriage should not silence you. A woman's worth is not in her husband's shadow, but in her own light." Amanda's story is not fiction. It is the echo of thousands of women across Africa, fighting silent wars in their own homes. But it is also a story of freedom, of rebirth, and of courage. Because sometimes walking away is not weakness, it is survival.